Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Lakeland Rotary Club. My name is Joel Ivy. I'm so glad that you could join us. I'd like to call this meeting to order, please. Thank you, Amanda. Your greeting services today were provided by Kim Brunson. She's a business relationship manager with Publix. She's on the board of directors. She's our program chair, and she's about a 7-year Rotarian. Kim, thank you so much for that. Before we get started with the program, just want to remind everybody that we did lose a very great person last week. John Larson, he was the owner of Larson Tax Consulting. John was about a 23-year Rotarian later on this month. He was past president and a Paul Harris Fellow. We all knew him very well, as always willingly playing Santa Claus for us in our Christmas programs. What a great individual John was, and he certainly is going to be missed. It's my understanding the services were or are to be private, but we certainly have the ability to send cards and notices. If you would reach out in that way, I think the family would really appreciate it. So having said that, Ms. Karen Moore is going to lead us in the invocation Pledge of Allegiance and to recite the four-way test. Karen is the Director of Development with Polk State College Foundation. She's almost a 3-year Rotarian with us, and we're so happy to have her on board this Rotary Club. So Karen, can you lead us, please?
Yes. Let us pray. Almighty God, we give you our sincere thanks for our work, our friends, our family, and fellowship, especially the fellowship of Rotary. We pray these blessings from you will nourish our physical bodies in preparation for the challenges that are ours in Rotary. Keep us always mindful of the needs of others and keep us always attuned to our calling in Rotary. We ask these things in your name. Amen. The Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Great. Thank you, Karen. So with the introduction of guests and visiting Rotarians, Trey Harden, can you take it away, our board secretary and attorney, please?
I can, President Joel. Welcome, everyone. If we have any guests visiting today, if they could be introduced by their host or any visiting Rotarians.
Visiting Rotarian here, Doug McCall from Wallasey Rotary Club in England.
Welcome, Doug. Anyone
Thank
else?
you.
Well, I guess I'll introduce myself. I'm Susan, Susan Smith. I used to go to the Lakeland Rotary Club, then I moved, so I started going to the Tampa Rotary Club. But anyway, I'm your district governor this year. I'm district secretary, serving your district governor, Mark Scolnick, who's my friend from Lakeland. So I'm visiting today to listen in to Mark's speech.
And welcome, Susan.
Thank you.
Do we have any other guests or visiting Rotarians?
Yes, hello. Ian Henderson, also from Rotary Club of Wallasey. Had the joy, pleasure, and privilege of staying with Mark and Irma when we did an exchange with the Lakeland Club.
Welcome, Ed. Anyone else?
We have Christina Spencer from the Wallasey Rotary Club as well. So we got 3 people from Wallasey.
And Christina, what is your last name? I'm sorry.
I just want to say hello again. It's lovely to be with you, and I also bring you the greetings from Wallasey Club in England.
Christina, could you give me your last name again?
Spencer.
Spencer.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought she said. And any other guests or visiting Rotarians?
I'm Steve Carey with the Lakeland South Club, but I am your assistant governor this year, so I will be introducing Mark here later. He only has a 3-page bio for me, so it'll only take me about 20 minutes to introduce him here.
Welcome, Steve. Anyone else? Okay.
All right. Thank you, Trey. And welcome everybody to all of our guests. It looks like the English group has got us just about outnumbered, so we're going to have to be tough, have to fend them off. We sure are glad that you decided to keep joining with us, so thank you so much for that. We'll move into happy dollars. Does anybody have any happy dollars that they would like to announce? Please just go ahead and unmute yourself and speak up. Either a whole bunch of people are talking on mute, or this
I'm happy, President Joel.
There we go. Hey, Gwen.
My children all made it back to school safely for the first week, and we couldn't be more thrilled. And they're continuing this week, and everybody seems to be doing well. So we're excited about that.
Fantastic.
Very happy.
Fantastic. Thank you. Any other happy dollars?
This is Jennifer. I'm happy that the Tampa Bay Lightning are going on to the Eastern Conference Finals. They won their game last night, and hopefully they'll keep doing well in the playoffs.
It's fantastic. What a crazy season this has been, but good for them. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else?
This is Jack. I just want to wish my lovely wife, Holly, a happy birthday today.
All right. You married way over the front of your skis there, Jack. So good job,
Yes.
brother.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Okay. Any other happy dollars? All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to the announcements. The usual announcements are, if you haven't paid your dues yet, please do. We're a couple of months past due at this point, so just go on, find the link, and let's get this done, please. So thank you for that. We had a great social event last week. Jack, thank you for putting that together. That was at 1916. It is really nice to see whoever could make it, to see them in person, and I know that we all had a good time. So let's hope that we can keep those kinds of things coming. So Jack, again, thank you so much. Any other announcements from the group?
Would like to, President Joel, this is Trey. Would like to remind everybody about the upcoming golf tournament on October 23rd. And Feeding Tampa Bay is our charity this year. And what we're looking for most are players, sponsors, and volunteers. And also, just a reminder too, if everyone could bring a donation for the basket of cheer. So any wine, liquor, or beer would be great. And I'd be happy to come pick it up, or if you want to drop it by my office, that would be fine also.
Right.
May I add something to that, Trey?
Sure.
I just want the club to know that I have created an event on our Rotary Club Facebook page, not the member-only group, but our public Facebook page for the golf outing. So if you want to help spread the word to help recruit golfers, you could just go into Facebook and share that event on your own personal pages to help spread the reach.
Right, and I don't think I mentioned too, our format this year is a four-man scramble rather than the two-man best ball that it's been in the past. So a little bit more fun this year instead of such strict competition like in the past few years. So we hope everybody can make it out.
All right, just a add on to that, this is one of our 2 large fundraisers that we do in the year. So hope everybody can play or make some donations or whatever is in your heart to do. So Trey and Jack, thank you for working so hard on this golf tournament. Amanda, thank you for following up on that too. Anybody else with announcements? All right, we will move into our program. The program is going to be introduced by Steve Carey. You just heard from him just a second ago. Steve is acting as Assistant Governor for District 6890. He's been a Rotarian for about 22 years, the best I could gather. He is a member of the Lakeland South Rotary Club. We're always happy to have Steve join us here. So Steve, if you would mind doing the introduction, please.
It is my pleasure today to introduce Mark. And you guys probably know him better as a member of your club, but maybe there will be something in here you'll be able to learn about Mark that you don't know already. Born and raised in Lowell, Massachusetts, Mark graduated from Nichols College in Dudley, Mass, and was in the insurance business for over 40 years. He was the president/treasurer of his own insurance agency and enjoyed mentoring his clients on all matters pertaining to their businesses. He now uses that business experience as a volunteer mentor with SCORE. Mark joined the Westford Rotary Club in July 1973. In the Westford Club, Mark held several leadership positions, including president in 1977. In 1995, Mark was the Rotary Club Study Exchange team leader to South Africa, where he spent 5 life-altering weeks in the Durban area. Mark is a multiple Paul Harris Fellow and a major donor. In 2007, Mark came to Lakeland, Florida to retire. First thing he found was your club, the Lakeland Rotary Club. And Mark has served as club secretary for 4 years and club foundation chair for 3 years, and has served on the District 6890 Foundation Committee for 4 years here in Lakeland. Mark has been married to Irma since 2011. She's an antique dealer and also a multiple Paul Harris Fellow and a major donor. Mark is the proud father of 2 sons, Jeffrey and Aaron, and loves doting on his amazing grandchildren. Aside from Rotary and SCORE, Mark is involved with his synagogue, the Massachusetts Home Builders Association, Boy Scouts, and politics. He enjoys working out, reading, movies, travel, and teaching people how to speak without the letter R. And Mark, we will definitely, your club, I know will want to give you a standing ovation when you are meeting in person, but we're going to give you that Zoom standing ovation at this time. And welcome, Mark, to your club.
Thank you, Steve. Wow. I have no idea how nervous I am being in my home club. I want to first, before I start, thank all the members of the Lakeland Rotary Club who are helping me and the district this year. It's really an interesting year, and they're doing a great job. So thank you. So it's a great day for Rotary, right? My family of Rotary, people of action. Do you have Rotary 2020 vision? Wait, what is that? Hold that thought. First, I want to bring you greetings from our new Rotary International President, Holger Kanak, and share with you his goals for our 2020 year. Number 1, embrace innovative club models and expand our reach by creating satellite clubs and forming community-based Rotaract clubs. Second, every club should host at least one strategic meeting each year at which these questions are asked. What should our club be like in 5 years? What steps should we take to help achieve that vision? Oh, there's that word again, vision. So what value do we bring to our members? Why would somebody want to stay a member? 3, Holger suggests that we select new members carefully. Make sure they are a good fit with your club and that your club meets their expectations. Engage them. Take care of them. There is no wrong age to become a Rotarian. And lastly, we all need to continue Rotary's efforts to end polio by donating to the End Polio Now and hosting a World Polio Day event in October. And this club has already done that last year, and I hope it can continue and make it even bigger this year. We must fulfill the promise we made to the children of the world to eradicate this awful, awful disease. These goals are coincidentally pretty much in line with my goals for our district for 2020. I'd worked on these well before hearing Holger's goals and was excited that we shared the same vision. So I want to encourage each club to do is to have a World Polio Day event in communities, raise awareness by having the proclamations made by local governments, and raise funds for the End Polio Now. I encourage all clubs to incorporate Rotary's monthly themes into their meetings and use them to bring awareness of our 7 areas of focus. And these areas are promoting peace, fighting disease, providing clean water, saving mothers and children, supporting education, growing local economies, and supporting the environment. We encourage each club to have Rotary speakers at their club meetings at least twice a year with a focus on our amazing and awesome foundation. We now have a speakers bureau in our district that will allow you the opportunity to hear from Rotarians and non-Rotarians from around the world who have expertise in specific areas of interest. These speakers will educate, inform, and inspire you as members. I encourage clubs to have a strategic meeting once a year following President Connacht's message. So where does the 2020 vision come in? Simply put, we make achieving our goals part of our plan in our clubs. We have 2020 Rotary Vision. I'll put it another way, 2020 Rotary Vision is when clubs have a membership plan, have a strategic planning meeting, support our 4-star rated Rotary Foundation, and continuing our quest to eliminate polio. While creating our 2020 Rotary Vision, we need to keep in mind the Rotary values of fellowship, integrity, diversity, service, and leadership. We need to do this while continuing to promote our clubs so they look more like the community we live in. In 1994, I co-hosted a GSE group from Chile with a female Rotarian, happened to be a black lady. When I asked what country would be the following year, I was told South Africa. Excuse me. And then she said, I will not have anything to do with that because of the way they treat my people. And I said, well, I'm Jewish, which is halfway up the prejudice scale, so I'll apply and see what happens. So I did. Now, GSE stands for Group Study Exchange. It was a Rotary International program where one Rotarian would take 4 non-Rotarians to another country for 5 weeks. We stayed at different Rotarians' homes, and we moved every 5 or 6 days, depending on the schedule the district had for us. The purpose of these exchanges was to foster international relations with the goal of more peace in the world. The non-Rotarians would get to experience Rotary and learn a new culture. They were selected and matched according to their vocation and their skills. Several people applied to be team leader for the South African GSE. I believe I was chosen because of some international experience I had and my leadership skills that I had shown in the club. That trip, the people I led, the people we met, and the experiences we shared were, in short, life-altering for me. This is an experience I could talk about endlessly because of the impact it had on me personally and as a Rotarian. In return, our team went around to tell clubs about our trip. We went through the district and we had a goal to raise enough money to build toilets at a brand new 1-room schoolhouse at the top of a mountain, so high that the clouds were beneath it. And I'm proud to say that we raised the funds because of the matching process from our awesome Rotary Foundation. We made it happen. The racism we witnessed in South Africa brings me to the struggles we face today. Quoting President Holger, we can be non-political, but can speak out for justice. Yes, Rotary opens opportunities. There are opportunities that can open doors for you, as an individual and as a Rotarian. Remember, nobody stands around waving a sign that says, here's your opportunity. You must be listening and be ready. Then act. We are Rotarians, and Rotarians are truly people of action. By keeping our principles of fellowship, integrity, diversity, and doing service together, we create more leaders in our communities, and our Rotary clubs will prosper. Now, as a response to the COVID-19 pandemic, my fellow district governors in Florida and the rest of Zone 33, 34, also affectionately known as the Flamingos, have developed a plan that we suggest clubs adopt. We call it No Member Lost. By that, we mean to keep our current membership and grow from there. This is a lofty idea. Here's how it goes. When you have a meeting, whether in person or via Zoom, and one of your members is not in attendance, another member needs to reach out and ask that member, how are you? How is your family? Is there anything our club can do for you? And finally, we have missed you. This simple idea will strengthen our bonds of fellowship and caring. After all, friends don't let friends leave Rotary. That's the key. Friends don't let friends leave Rotary. Rotary is where neighbors, friends, and problem solvers share ideas, join leaders, take action to create lasting change. Gee, I wish I had thought that statement up, but that sentence is the first thing you see on the Rotary.org website. What I can tell you is how that statement came to life for me when I was starting in Rotary in Westford, Massachusetts, several years ago. I was out one day with one of my sons, who at the time was 10 or 12. Our schedule got messed up, so I ended up taking him to my Rotary meeting. And afterwards, as we were leaving, he turned to me and said, "Hey, Dad, those are all your friends." And you know what? He was right. Those Rotarians were not only my friends, they were the people I did business with. They were the people I relied on for anything I needed, both personally and professionally. So fast forward to 2007, when I came to Lakeland looking for a new, warmer place to live. I found this club, the Lakeland Rotary Club. It was part of the decision Irma and I made to move to Lakeland. In my Rotary Club, I found realtors, attorneys, investment advisors, and so many others, all in Rotary. I found people who became my friends and mentors. I found people who encouraged me to do good in my community and around the world and accepted me even though I speak without the letter R. I would not have had the business I had, my life would not have been as interesting, and I would not have the friends I have without Rotary. I wish you all the best that Rotary can offer you. Hoga's theme for 2020 is Rotary opens opportunities. Open those doors of opportunity, grab hold of the opportunities the Rotary gives you to grow personally and professionally, the opportunities to serve in your club and community and around the world. Rotarians are leaders, and that is why we have an awesome foundation and have led the world in the end polio movement. We must finish our commitment. This is Rotary's #1 priority. I'm truly enjoying this year and looking forward to the rest of it. Let's have the vision to be our best and do good wherever we go. So here are a few dates. On World Polio Day, we have Ravi Ravidan, who's the chairman of the Rotary Foundation. He's the international chairman of Rotary Foundation. He'll be speaking via Zoom at 10 in the morning, which is, he's 7 time zones away, and 10 to 11. On Rotary, on November 5th, we're going to have our celebration for our foundation this year, and mark that down. That'll be by Zoom, and we have a guest speaker coming for that, and that'll be different. We're doing it differently than we have any other year, and you don't have to pay to have a meal. You can sit home and eat. And then September 25th, we are continuing with the Rotary Women in Rotary series, and that'll be a good speaker. If you've missed that, I don't know if it's recorded, but they were great. Sylvia, who was the first woman president of a Rotary Club, led it off, and that was more than a home run. It was great. And then we have members of our club who are organizing our conference for May 14th to 16th, 2021. So we're going to have a great year. It's going to be in Lakeland. We could probably walk there. I don't know. It may not be a secret. It may be a secret, but we'll get the details to you. You're going to love it. But I want to thank the people who have been and they're here today, working hard to get that ready. My family of Rotary, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to serve as your district governor. I am honored and proud to serve. Thank you. Now, usually ask for questions, but we're a little big today. So let's talk about COVID and polio. Let's talk about why we should care about polio. Well, polio now is in 2 countries because we just got certified that the African continent is polio free. And we really, really should be thankful for all the people that helped make that happen through the years. We are so proud that we did this. And I don't know if you saw it. I saw it in several news outlets, saw it in the newspaper, saw it all over. It's just fantastic that we led that charge. So here we have polio in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And if a child over there has it, and 90% of them don't show the symptoms, and they go and cross the border to another country, and by the way, those borders are totally porous. Talking to people from that area, they'll tell you there is no way you could stop people from going. And I'm told that the border in India, there are 50,000 people a day that transverse that. So they go to another country and they infect the water supply with their polio, not knowing it. And a child there gets it, not having the symptoms. 90% of the children don't show the symptoms. And that child comes to Disney, comes to Florida to live, to migrate, whatever. And he infects and passes it on to the water supply here. Now we have over 1 million children in Florida who have not been vaccinated against polio. And you want to bet that that will spread just like COVID is. That's why we should care. And I remember in the 1950s being in school, grammar school, and marched down the hallway in the Board of Health, and they just gave us the shot. There was no questions, there was no forms for the parents. We got the shot. So the polio epidemic closed movie theaters, swimming pools, schools. People stayed indoors. They were petrified to be with others. Does that sound familiar? Of course it is. With polio, though, our most precious ones, our children, are at risk. It's only a plane ride away. Now, the history of Rotary and polio started in 1979 with a program aimed at immunizing 6 million children in the Philippines. 2 Rotarians were having lunch and said, we should do this. And at that time, polio was 125 countries. We're down to 2 because of Rotary. We have spearheaded the program. On the way, we have picked up partners, but it was our push. We have saved 18 million people from this scourge. We can finish the job. We must finish the job. It's within our reach. Most polio survivors, some of may be with us today, and I know there's at least one member in our club that is, suffer terrible pain every day. There are post-polio survivors in other Rotary clubs. Some of them actually joined because we are involved with Rotary. They're great Rotarians. So there's only 26 places in the United States that you can get treated by somebody who actually is an expert in that field. So what I have read, COVID survivors may also suffer the lingering side effects. So back to polio, we still need to vaccinate 400 million yearly to rid ourselves of this disease. Remember, for every $100 you give, we get vaccinations for 33 children. There are no patents on it. It's good to go. We must also keep all the countries polio-free until we're certain it won't resurface. And we do that by having surveillance teams check all of the water and everything constantly. There are up to 60 high-risk countries still operating large-scale immunization campaigns to protect children against polio. We have surveillance in 77 countries as part of the infrastructure we have built. A few years ago, there was an Ebola outbreak in Africa. And the people in the polio office, where they pinpoint and use GPS to find people, left, and the Ebola people came in. And almost overnight, Ebola was eradicated. The infrastructure we have built, and that's only part of it, is fantastic, and it will be used for other diseases in the future, after we're done with polio. If polio isn't eradicated within 10 years, as many as 200,000 children could be paralyzed each year. And a polio-free world will save 40 to 50 billion in healthcare costs. So if every club gives a minimum of 1,500, and last year you were at 2,600, and thank you very much, we can meet our obligation. Now, I'm going to end with a story. Mike McGovern, who's the chairman of the International Polio Plus Committee, and I go back for 20 years or so in Rotary. And I had lunch with him at the training session for district governors. We all come together from all over the world in January. And I said, Mike, I saw at the end of 2018 all these emails asking if there was DDF and this fund and that fund to send the polio. And I saw that we met our obligation. Tell me, how much over were we? The goal was 50 million. Should raise 10% more? He said we were over by 1,100,000. And here's how it happened. It was a retired veterinarian in Pennsylvania. And he had been a long-time Rotarian and given small amounts to polio and the foundation over the years. He passed away. In his will, he left a small amount of money to the polio effort and other charities in the community. And then he had in his will, the residual would go to the polio effort. So all in, he was 1,000,001. He put us over. Now we can't thank him, but we owe him a lot of gratitude. I want to thank you for having me today. It's so nice to come here. Maybe in an hour or so I'll stop shaking.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
This is Amanda. We have one question for you in the chat box if you're willing to field it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Only one?
Only one. It's from Arletta, and she wants to know if you understand and know the process. How does a child get vaccinated against polio in Polk County or in the U.S. right now?
In the U.S., usually the physicians give it as part of their childhood well checks, the first checkups they give. That's standard operating procedure. In fact, I know a retired pediatrician in Lakeland, Dan Leviton, and he was saying how if somebody doesn't want to give those children the inoculations, and it's not just polio, but all of them, he tells them they have to find another doctor.
Okay, and Stan Reed, it looks like, has asked, how does polio spread?
It's through the water and then the food supply. So it's invisible, and it's rampant when it gets going. So we have teams that will, in parts of the world where we're suspect, going out and checking the water constantly. And then when they find something, they revaccinate all the children in the area who may be fine, but they want to do it again to make sure. In this country, if we found polio, even one child, they would go out and test the water in the area and check it out. But in most countries, we have people there doing that constantly, and that's part of the overhead.
Okay, we have a set of questions now that are really focused on the two remaining countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Yeah.
And the questions are, are we getting, do the governments participate or encourage vaccination? Yeah. What kind of challenges do we face there?
Yeah. In Pakistan, the Army now goes out with the polio workers to make sure that nobody messes with them, because we've lost 6. Almost every government in the world donates to this effort. And at the Atlanta convention, they were coming up and bringing their checks, and there were governments there that I didn't think could afford a plane ride, but they did. What I forgot to tell you, and then I'll take the next question, is that veterinarian left the money, and then Rotary has to, by about this time of the year, figure out if they have our 50 million, which is our commitment. And then they tell the Gates Foundation that they'll be by in January for the 100 million. So it's 2-to-1 match, in case I forgot. I'm sorry. Another question?
Yes, actually, I'm going to switch gears a little bit here. Don Selvage is asking if you could kind of give an overview of the general strength of clubs in our district and how is our district doing from a membership standpoint.
Ooh, okay. We are interesting. Thank you, Dawn. I didn't pay you for this one. We're down. We started the year down 87. We closed a non-functioning club that's 12. So we're down about 100 members throughout. Rotary is down 14,000 throughout the world, and 12,000 of those are in Canada and the US. So we're really trying to engage people and keep them as Rotarians. In this district, it's really a mix, and I don't have the final figures, but we're probably going to be down another 20 or 30, I hope. In July, we had 12, well, the report said that there were 12 new Rotarians. I don't have the report for last month yet, but 2 of those were people who transferred from one club to another. So we gained 10 towards it. So clubs are still bringing in new members, not as briskly as they were. And we're just continuing to spread the word. The clubs, in my opinion, who actually help their members know what Rotary, the big world of Rotary does, are doing better than the clubs who are more insular, and they don't let their members, particularly their new members, know how Rotary works in the world. Any more?
Yes, Dan and Rebecca would like to know, what are you enjoying most about being district governor so far?
Okay, that's easy. Meeting more Rotarians. It's just, I love it. Keep sending me around the world. I'm there. I love it. And I want to thank our English guest from Wallasey for showing up. Irma and I are very touched. Any more?
Bill, do you want to state your question out loud? It's from Bill Mutz.
My question really is on if you look at the clubs that have less growth, and are less thriving. You would suspect that they, and you call that insular, you'd suspect they have less purpose. And
right.
Part of what might be done is the fact that you really work alongside those clubs to help to start to define what are some things you can do to become much more purposeful in your community, and to find something that they can ignite over, because that's then what I think helps them draw other people in.
We agree. That's my vision. What I did at the leadership meeting this morning, and I do it at every club, is I asked the club to make a strategic plan, the leadership of the club, a strategic plan and a membership plan, and they often coalesce. And that's the first time anybody's ever asked anybody to do that. We used to do it in a less formal setting back in the 70s when I was a club president. And clubs, there are some clubs that in the plan say, we have a membership problem, we have a retention problem, and here's how we're going to fix it. So by the time I get there, half the job is done. But you're absolutely, that's what you'd make a great mayor, Bill. Thank you.
I don't see anything else in the chat box.
Okay. Well, thank you again for having me. I'm sorry I can't make all the meetings, but I will be back. Have a great Rotary Day.
District Governor Mark, thank you so much for coming and spending your time with us. We had a board meeting with our district governor just this morning. So we certainly appreciate hearing from you what your thoughts and visions are. And we're so proud of you to be the district governor and coming from our club for the first time in, I think it was 40 years or something. So that's really fantastic. You have this highly coveted notebook coming your direction, sir. So I'll try to get this email or get this to you somehow. I'll hunt you down if I have to. And get it.
We'll work it out.
All right. Very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your hospitality, and we're going to have a great Rotary year.
And you're always welcome back here, primarily because it's your club anyway, but you always know that you're part of us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Trey, would you mind thanking our guests and visiting Rotarians?
Like to, I don't think we have any guests today, but we have several visiting Rotarians. I'd like to thank Doug McCall, Ian Henderson, Christina Spencer, our visiting district secretary, Susan Smith, and Steve Carey. Thank you for coming, and we hope to have you back.
Right. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you all for coming and being a part of our live today. We certainly appreciate at least getting to see you. One of these days, maybe we can actually shake hands again. Rather than a weekly quote, I would just like to reiterate something that I've said before. I've been touched by how engaged our Rotary Club is. So the people that are serving as committee chairs and as committee members, I can't tell you how nice it is to know that you're there in a proactive way, making things happen. In my role in business, very often people are waiting for me to tell them what to do. In this Rotary Club, people are telling me to get out of the way so they can actually get things done, and I totally appreciate that. So everybody's approach to things is fantastic, and so far this job has been easy because of you all, so thank you very much.
They send it out? No, they send it out to everybody.
Next week's program is Trinity Loreno, and it's all going to be about being a savvier consumer of information and trying to make sure that we're not just falling for the latest ruse that's going on Facebook and other places. You know, how to do your own homework and figure out if something's factual or not. So that'll be a really great presentation for us next week. So absent any protest to the contrary, I'm going to declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.